Good afternoon, it's the 8th of September 2022. A press release has just been released to the public to say that the Queen is in a very bad way health-wise. Her doctors are concerned, she's under observation, and her family have been called to her bedside in Balmoral. So it's really not looking great health-wise for the Queen right now, and everyone's in a bit of shock. The world is reacting and the church is reacting. I've started working for the church 3 days ago, the Church of England. I work for St Aldaich's Church in Oxford, and I've just been sent out of the office not to go and get tea bags or biscuits or cakes or any of that kind of stuff that you would normally be sent out to get. I've been sent out to go and source as many tea lights as I can find and 2 photo frames. They will be used if the Queen does pass away in the church, because the church is going to be opened so that there will be a place for a book of remembrance. The Queen hasn't passed at this point. She is still alive, although she is in a very bad way apparently. But yeah, not a job I expected to do in my first week working for the Church of England. I've literally just started.
Buckingham Palace has announced the death of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. In a statement, the palace said the Queen died peacefully at Balmoral this afternoon. The King and the Queen Consort will remain at Balmoral this evening and will return to London tomorrow. BBC Television is broadcasting this special programme reporting the death of Her Majesty the Queen.
Can't believe it. Can't believe it. History's happening right now. The Queen's just died.
What is left, of course,
I've always been somebody who really respects the Queen and respects what she brings to British life and to who we are as a nation. And whatever you think about the royal family today, I hope that everybody hears this news and just remembers a woman who served her country and did her job well from the day she got the job to the day she died. I hope that's how she's remembered, and I'm sure it is how she will be remembered, because what a role model to women, what a leader, what an example, not just to women but to all of us, on the importance of duty, the importance of family. Her family made their way to Balmoral to be with her, and when that was announced you kind of knew what was coming. We're just watching the news coverage of it now here on our laptop, and the reason we're watching it on the laptop and not on the massive TV that we own is that we just moved into this flat and we still don't have Wi-Fi, but there you go, that's the headline right there. Charles is king now. Camilla is Queen Consort. Not actually sure what that means, but she's Queen Consort. I mean, even just Charles being king, it's mad, Probably for you watching this, and certainly for me, like I was born in 1989, so for my whole life she's been queen. And now all of a sudden, she's not, she's not with us anymore. And over and above all of this, like, you have to remember as well, not only has a queen been lost, but the royal family have lost a mum, they've lost a grandmother, they've lost somebody who was a key member of their family. But it's going to be a historic time here in the UK now. We've just had a change of Prime Minister. We've gone through COVID, we've gone through Brexit, we're going through an energy crisis right now. There's been a lot happening, but I think this will be up there. People will remember this day and people will remember this time, because losing our Queen, this has not happened since the Queen's dad died in the 50s, so it's going to be a big change for this country. And we're doing a minute's silence at the Man United game for the Queen having passed away.
Please stand to observe a moment of silence in her memory.
The next day now. I've just gotten off the bus in Oxford city centre, and I thought I'd pop into the church where I work just to have a look. And the frames that I bought yesterday very much as a contingency, I've already got the picture of the Queen in them. tea lights, etc. and so on. So, you know, I didn't realise that they were actually going to be used, you know. It almost felt like a backup plan, but there they are. Mad vibe today in Oxford. It's very sort of subdued and quiet. Lots of people wearing black. I've got all black on today. Not everybody, you know, it's not something you have to do, is it? But I wanted to do it as a mark of respect from my end, and, you know, there's a lot of other people that have followed suit.
To my darling Mama, as you begin your last great journey to join my dear late Papa, I want simply to say this: thank you.
It's just mad how quickly this has all happened. I thought Charles spoke very well, actually. I was never quite sure how he would be as king, but he spoke well, he spoke personally, he spoke from the heart. Do you know what? This video that I'm making right now may not even ever go out. I'm just kind of filming it for history purposes, just to remind me in the future and my future children and, you know, anybody who watches it how we felt at the time. And video's good for that, you know. Video helps you to remember how you felt in that particular moment. And it's crazy because it's not even someone that I ever knew. I was talking to somebody about this today. We never knew her, but because of who she was to us and because of the constant factor of her being there, we all felt we knew her. We all felt she was like our, you know, our grandma. I get that some of you watching this might be thinking, oh, what are you on about, Ash? You know, didn't mean anything to me. I didn't feel anything, but I do feel something. I feel the heaviness right now. You know, when I walked down the street today, there was a heaviness about the place, you know, and people were mourning. You could tell there was just a real sense of loss, and I feel that today. Good morning, everyone. It's the next day, and we're about to watch something quite historic on, I was going to say on TV, but we're still not watching on TV because the TV isn't working because we have no Wi-Fi, so we're still on the laptop. But we're watching the ceremony which officially proclaims Charles as king. It's never been televised before. It's at a world first. It's never happened with cameras there. It's always kind of been done behind the scenes, but today they've got the cameras in there. All the former prime ministers are in. Gordon Brown, Boris Johnson, Blair there, you can see him there, David Cameron, Theresa May, they're all in. John Major.
Queen Elizabeth II has passed away on Thursday, the 8th of September.
I shall strive to follow the inspiring example I have been set.
The crown of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland is solely and rightfully come to the Prince Charles Philip Arthur George. God save the King!
Back in the day we wouldn't have been able to see any of this, but obviously now with the advances in technology and, you know, TV, streaming, all of that kind of stuff, we can sit here and watch history happen. Guys, I've made a bit of a last minute decision today to head to London and try and catch a glimpse of the funeral procession for the Queen. Well, it's not actually the funeral procession. The funeral's not until Monday, but her body has been taken to Buckingham Palace, and they are moving it today from Buckingham Palace to Westminster Hall, where she's going to lie in state for 4 days. But people are going to be lining the streets, and I only live an hour from London, so I figured I would jump on the train and see if I can catch a glimpse. Everybody trying to find a way through. All the roads are closed off.
I didn't have not even there. Oh, wow. It's really amazing. Oh,
tomb, nothing is strong, nothing is holy. Increase and multiply upon us thy mercy, that thou, being our ruler and guide, we may so pass through things temporal.
The captain of the Queen's Company, the Grenadier Guards, laying the Queen's Company colour, the royal standard of the regiment, at the base of the catafalque.
Finally, guys, the TV is working. And as you can see, we have got this on. This right here is the Queen lying in state in Westminster Hall. Lots and lots of people filing past the coffin. They've set up a special Twitter account to tell you how long the queue is. Most recent update, 23-hour wait. Now I love, you know, Brits love a queue, don't they? So obviously the ultimate queue, everyone's going to be joining that, but I don't know, it's one of those. Joe just said you'll probably regret it if you don't go, and I do agree. I'm already slightly regretting not having gone. But I tried to see the Queen at the procession, even if it didn't work. I saw the tops of heads go past. By the way, I haven't really said a lot about that. My trip to London, it was a bit of a disaster. I got off the tube at Westminster. I thought there's surely going to be a way through somewhere. They had big barriers up that literally blocked the view like that, so you couldn't see anything, which I thought was a bit odd. I know crowd control and all of that, and I understand that, but what I don't get is why they had to stop everybody else who couldn't get in from seeing. Everybody went there to say goodbye to the Queen, and loads of people, myself included, weren't able to do that. But what did annoy me is when I was leaving, there was this American couple coming out. They'd just seen the procession, and the American lady said to her husband, "Well, that wasn't too bad. I thought it was going to be really busy, but it was fine." Okay, so it wasn't even that busy at the procession route, so we could have probably fitted in there. So there you go, that was a little bit of a wasted journey. I did see the cannons going off in Hyde Park. I didn't manage to get a clip of it, but I did get a clip of them taking the cannons away with all the horses and stuff. And I did see loads of people in Hyde Park as well watching the service on the big screen. I mean, we're watching this, me and Joe, and it's, I don't know, it's like people watching, isn't it? And it's like the ultimate form of people watching, and everybody sort of filing past here is very respectful. Most people stop and sort of nod or cross themselves like that lady there's doing. Well, today's the day. It's the Queen's funeral. It's, I forget the date, 19th of September 2022, and today is the day that we as a nation say goodbye to the Queen. We've all been given the day off, well, not all of us, but the majority of the country. You know, different things have closed, and yeah, the country's kind of gone into mourning mode. We've had 10 days of mourning in this country, and today is the last day of that, culminating with the Queen's funeral. I did consider going into London today, but it was just far too busy the other day to even get close. Having a late breakfast while we watch the proceedings from Westminster Abbey. Cup of tea. I've got the plain mug today. And then some Marmite on toast by the looks of things. Not sure if the Queen was a Marmite on toast fan, but I know she would have approved of this.
Her late Majesty's example was not set through her position or her ambition, but through whom she followed.
So the funeral service is just ending. The Queen's then going to be taken in procession through London to Wellington Arch, where she's going to be put, I think, in a hearse, driven to Windsor. Joe's parents live quite close to Windsor, so we're actually going to go there and try and catch a glimpse of the Queen going by in the hearse. I didn't get to go and see her in Westminster. I didn't get to go today, obviously, and we missed her the other day when I went to London as well. So I don't know, I just feel like a compulsion to go and sort of witness a little bit of history today. It's a straight out race between us and the Queen. Who can get there first? I think it'll probably be us. We're going a little faster than she is, but yeah, we're on our way. Okay, we've arrived. We're fairly close to Heathrow Airport, and I've studied the route of where the Queen will be going, and I think she comes past here, and that is supported by the fact, you can probably see behind me and in front of me as well, lots of people walking along wearing black, carrying flowers, desperate to yeah, pay their last respects as the Queen heads to Windsor. I really hope we make it. We got here pretty good time. The roads were very quiet because obviously everyone's at home today watching the funeral, so we did pretty good time. We just need to see now if we can find a place that overlooks the route. I think we should be able to. We've still got time. We made it. The 1 hour drive was worth it. We got here and we're pretty close to where it's going to be. It's going to be right here. So we're going to be able to...
security under the hospital.
Oh yeah, there is. I don't know if you can see that. Police on top of the hospital over there. Watching the crowd at the top there. TV camera there.
They're asking us to be quite strict about like any legs or anything coming out into the carriage.
They'll fly past. There's a helicopter in the sky. That's a telling sign, isn't it? So there we go, guys, we saw the Queen go by. The crowd started cheering before we could even see her, so we knew she was coming up the road. Waited for about half hour, 45 minutes, and then there she was, surrounded by police bikes, crown on top of the coffin. First thing I saw was that royal standard, that sort of yellow and blue and red flag that we saw just this morning on the TV. And you could see it there coming towards you, draped over her coffin. It was a surreal moment and an emotional moment. Actually, I didn't know that I was going to feel like that. I really wanted to be a witness of history, I guess, and today we were. You know, she's on her way to Windsor. In fact, she's probably arrived at Windsor now. Before she got there to her final resting place with her Philip, we got to say goodbye and cheer her on the way. Everybody who was there was cheering and clapping and, you know, all of that. People in the queue next to us were sharing their memories of having queued to go and see the Queen's coffin lying in state. So it was just a really, really special time, and yeah, I feel very, very blessed to have lived under this Queen, and today very, very blessed to have been able to say goodbye in person. There we go, look at that, the most traditional of British snacks and beverages. It's what she would have wanted. Cheers, everyone. So that was a mad day. Didn't expect to be doing that today. A lot of people, you know, when I went abroad, I went to America a few years ago, and everyone's asked, when I went there, like 2 or 3 people asked, oh, have you met the Queen? Because you're from England. People just assume that you know the Queen. And yeah, never did meet the Queen alive. Saw her in person twice. Both of them was at Trooping of the Colour. I think the first time I did it was like 2010, I think, maybe. And then Joe and me went to Trooping of the Colour in 2016 and saw the Queen go past in a carriage, and saw her on the balcony of Buckingham Palace as well. So never met her, but yeah, very impacted by her, by the way she served people, the way she loved people, the way she loved Jesus, and just her demeanour and the way that she conducted herself. You know, she was someone that people trusted. And I don't know, me and Joe were talking about this earlier, why do I love the Queen so much? I think probably just she felt like a grandmother to all of us. I think she was always there. She was, to me, the epitome of leadership and servanthood into one. That's who she was, and that's who she'll always be. So it was important today to go and pay respects, and I'm glad we were able to do that and to see her on her way on her final journey. It was a very special moment. Anyway, I'm not going to film anymore. I don't even know if this video will go up publicly, but I just wanted to kind of record history. It's been a mad 10 days, and we now have a king. So big, big change here in the UK, but even though we've got a king, we'll never ever forget the Queen. See you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.